Okay. All right, it's 7:30. We are going to go ahead and get started. Today's lesson is a powerful lesson, and I love it, and I'm excited about it, and I hope you'll be excited about it too. All right, so today's lesson is when strength becomes self-abandonment. All right. This is a lesson that is going to it's the lesson of always being strong, always showing up as the strong one, always showing up as, we got to be strong. I got to, have my best foot forward. So this is what this lesson's about. And I know that you and we have all gone through this, where we have been the strong individuals. We show up and, um, we always got to be strong, right? So the theme of this is the cost of always being the strong one. So the intention of this message today is tonight is about us understanding the difference between healthy strength and survival strength. There's a big difference, okay? And noticing when being strong has quietly required us to leave ourselves. I'm going to say this again. Tonight is about understanding the difference between healthy strength and survival strength, and noticing when being strong has quietly required us to leave ourselves. When my dad passed away, it was a time of my life where um, I realized at this point I'm alone now in this walk of life. And I remember I was on a call and I just said, I don't want to be strong anymore. I don't want to be the strong one. I don't want to be strong. I want to be as vulnerable as I possibly could in that moment. Okay. And this is where we're at when it comes down to strength, where we always show up. We're always putting our best foot forward. Things are happening to us, and we still have to show up with this intention that I'm okay, but I'm really not okay. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're redefining our strength. Okay. So strength isn't the absence of need. Strength is the ability to to stay connected to yourself, even when things are hard. What I find is a lot of people detach from certain parts of themselves because when things get hard, rather than lean into a scenario, they'll pull back and they won't show up, right? Many women learn strength as don't cry, don't ask, don't slow down, and don't burden others. So when you have a situation happening, 9 times out of 10, you're not asking anybody for anything. 9 times out of 10, you're just, you got to try to muscle through it. You got to try to find a way through how, how is this going to get done? What am I looking at? If you're sick, you still got to show up no matter what. When things are happening, you don't cry, don't ask for help, don't slow down, just keep going. And what happens in grief is they tell you you don't need to cry. You got to be strong. If it comes down to asking for help in the middle of the grief, don't burden anybody. So this is what we've learned as women. Okay. That version of strength is what it was protective, but it can quietly turn into self-abandonment, meaning you lose yourself. You've lost every part of yourself. And what that looks like is you no longer do the things that you used to do. If we looked at before we had children, before we had kids, we were always doing things. We were hanging out, we were doing everything. I never had that experience because I had children when I was young. But if you were young and were still going through some things, you knew what it was like to hang out and be free and do whatever. Now it's turned into you've abandoned yourself. You've abandoned the things that you like. you abandon the things that you used to do, you abandon your creativity, you abandon your hobbies. What is hobbies? What is that? You abandon your hobbies, you abandon the person that you were because now you are trying to protect yourself to be strong. And what that looks like in kind of like a layman's term is this, like going through any form of abuse when you were younger. It could have been verbal, mental, emotional, sexual, financial, any form of abuse that you've gone through in your life, right? It turns into this thing where now you're protective. And so if something happens in one of those capacities and it triggers you, what they tell you is don't cry. Remember they used to tell us if we were having like how can I form it? Like personal issues at home, they would tell you don't tell nobody. And then you don't ask for help. So you keep quiet. Okay. Don't stop, girl. I would get up and I just go to work. I would just work. Um, and then don't burden anybody because then when things aren't happening the way you think they're supposed to happen, you don't tell anybody anything and you keep it silent and you just keep going. But all the while you are sabotaging yourself, like you're abandoning yourself because you're not asking for the things that you need. That's like a person that's hungry, knowing that there's food somewhere, and rather than them go ask for food, they would rather abandon themselves to say, well, I don't want to burden anybody. You know, that's what that looks like. How strength turns into survival. So now we've hit survival mode. And I believe that when we started this group, a lot of us were in survival mode, but we didn't really know. We weren't really sure what we were walking in. We were just knowing that there was a lot of tears, there was a lot of emotions, there was a lot of anger. It was all of the emotions that were coming to up to play when we all met. And we never really realized that we were surviving and not thriving. So we're in survival mode. We're not, we're not surviving. We're just, right? I'm just here. I'm making it. Somebody asks how you doing. Oh, I'm fine. I'm okay. Really deep down, you're not. At the root, you're not. If we look at a plant, the plant is like, I got a plant here. I don't know if you can see it, but I got a plant here and the plant is thriving. I moved into my daughter's place and the plant started dying. It's all about the setting that you put yourself in, that you'll either survive or you'll die. And so this plant is now thriving. It's in a different environment. It's in a different setting. Now, I will say this. It's just a plant, right? It's just a simple plant. But when we moved from one place, I mean, the plant was thriving at the first place that I had. We moved into her apartment, and this is how you knew that there was something there that was causing a lot of death and a lot of hindrance and growth, and it was causing things to die, right? And so it wasn't so much the people, it was the environment, the setting that we were in. Things were dying. We weren't surviving. We were just making it. We were just, oh, well, this is the place to stay. We sleep, we get up, we go to work, we do all these things. And the plant literally started dying. One of my plants died to the point where there was no reviving it at all. But now we're in this new setting and it's thriving, it is flourishing, and it's all about the setting that you're in. So it's what setting you put yourself in, okay? Survival strength shows up when you take responsibility for everyone else's emotions. And I know we have been dealing with this for years where everybody else's feelings are hurt. And so then we take on that responsibility to make sure everybody's happy. I know that I have done that, especially in my own home. Like I would walk around in eggshells. I wouldn't say anything. And then if I did say something, if I hurt someone's feelings, then I'm going to try to rectify what happened. I'm trying to, smooth it over, put a Band-Aid on it, put a little ointment on it, and, kiss the boo-boo and say, Mommy, sorry. But I'm not looking at how it's making me feel. So internally, I'm angry. and I'm feeling a certain kind of way, but rather than me own how I'm feeling and honor that, I'm trying to make sure everybody else is okay. You push through exhaustion without checking in. Your body is talking to you. It is an active machine that lets you know, hey, something's going on. We either need you to slow down and rest. We need you to, go take a nap. We need you to get up. We need you to get moving. Your body tells you everything. So the more you keep pushing through, even when we're tired, one thing I've learned about me in the years of parenting is I've never like a nap. What is that? What's a nap? I haven't taken a nap in years. And then when you do take the nap, don't you feel guilty? Like I feel guilty because I'm sleeping and my kid, because you think that your children are relying on you. You think that they need you so bad. Them kids ain't thinking about you. I mean, and if they are thinking about you, they're probably not thinking about what you want them to think about. They're thinking about, well, is she gonna cook? Whatever. But they're not thinking about, are you okay internally? Is your body okay? Is she feeling okay? Is she angry? How are you feeling? It's like the check-in. You don't even check in with yourself. I've been having conversations with myself about little things from the past. I tend to do that a lot. And something came up and I was like, why do I even care? Why do I care? Why do I care? Right? Why did I care about that? Um, or you minimize your own pain to keep things moving. You could be at the end of your rope, emotionally, mentally, financially. But rather than you tell a person, if I ask you how you're doing and you're just like, oh, I'm okay, but you're really not okay. I had a lady from my job did the same thing. I'm pretty big on like body language and I see your face. Um, and we were on the call and I see her and you could tell she wasn't the jovial, and I'm like, something's going on. It My thought was I need to ask her what's going on, but we had went right into the meeting, so I never got to get that off of you so that we can move forward into the meeting. And after the meeting, I'm kind of giving her praise, her accolades, telling her, she's doing such a wonderful job because I know that I signed up to do the lead and da 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 da. And she has been doing exceptional and I appreciate her. I honor her because she's like really done everything. In the midst of me saying that, she broke down. I mean, just crumbled. She minimized how she was feeling throughout the whole week. She was like, I had a bad week and she minimized it. And so then we get to this person who now is like seeing like something's wrong just to get this meeting done with the director, just to get this over with, just to get you minimize how you were feeling in that moment. And as soon as I was like, and so she was like, she started crying. We talked, she was freed. And then, like I told her, safe space. I'm safe. I'm safety. I'll keep whatever and I'll talk you through it. I'll listen. I'll do what I have to do. Another way survival strength shows up is you pride yourself on handling it alone. I do this by myself. I pay all my bills by myself, baby. She is tired of doing it by herself. She's tired of showing up at games. She's tired of going to the store. She's tired of going to pump gas in her car. She's tired of trying to figure out what the maintenance is. She is tired of it. Okay, tired. 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 Okay. But you think because I handled it on my own, and they got that song, INDEPENDT. Yeah, we know what it means. It means I'm tired. I'm getting weary. Okay. I'm overwhelmed. I have become emotionally overwhelmed. And what that means is I take care of everything, and my needs are not getting met in the midst of what I'm doing. Okay. When strength requires silence, numbness, or self neglect, it's no longer strength, it's a strategy. Now you are strategizing on how to be happy, how to get bills paid, but your emotional health is gone out the window. Okay, gone. That's distinction. This distinction is free, not freeing, it's not shaming. Okay, I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to just let you know, listen, when it requires you to go silent on a person, when it requires you just to be numb in a situation, neglecting your self-care, your emotional care, your mental, any part of that, it's no longer strength. It becomes a strategy. You learn a strategy. You strategize on how can I be okay today in just this brief moment in time. How am I going to be okay? How can I take care of the kids? How can I make sure I get gas in my car? How can I do all these things? And that's a strategy. Well, if I take this money, move it over here, do this, and I take this card and put this card over here, then I won't be able to have to, have to do this. Then if I take this and I, double this and half this, from a rent, like what? You've learned how to strategize. All right. Why letting go of survival strength feels so scary? It is terrifying to let go of survival strength because you know why? You don't know how to surrender. You don't know how to surrender to anything else. And so how can we surrender to a relationship when we can't even surrender to a relationship with God and tell him, I don't have it. I don't got this. I think it's a NyQuil commercial. I got this. I don't got this. We don't got this. And I'm not going to say I'm done. Okay. The important thing in this is to name the fear. Name how you're feeling. When you're trying to let go, how are you feeling? And I know this is one of the problems that a lot of people have is that when they're going through their journey, a lot of times they'd rather hold on to the bag and everything that's in the bag rather than to let it go and say, I am afraid of change or changing myself because I feel like I'm going to lose my friends. I'm afraid of being successful because I feel like if I'm successful, people are going to talk about me. I'm afraid to do the thing that I know that I'm supposed to do because if I do that, people are going to be like, well, I know the old you. Who cares? Okay. Because you decided to make a change. What difference does that make if somebody says something negative about you? We don't want to let go of the thing because we're afraid of what's really going to happen, afraid of the unknown thing that's happening. If I decide I let go and I surrender to whatever is in that moment and I let go, it's like you're on a raft and you're trying to go down this river and it's a calm river, but you're holding on to every tree, and he's just like, let go and just ride the little tube on down. Is it going to be bumpy at points? Absolutely it is. He said, but I told you I never leave you nor forsake you. So what are you afraid of? Okay. Survival strength promised safety, control, predictability, and approval. It provided all of those things because we knew, and the reason why it provided that is because we put that in place. The safety, the control, the predictability, and the approval. We did all of that. We set that in motion. That didn't have anything to do with anybody on the outside. That's what we said. So loosening it can feel vulnerable. Nobody wants to be vulnerable anymore. They don't want to share their innermost secrets. Why? And I understand. You've been judged so many times. You've gotten in these circles and these groups of women, and you say something, and oh my God, they're going to judge you from the head to the toe. They're going to judge every part of your scenarios, even our mothers. Mama trauma, yes. I call it mama trauma. Mama trauma, absolutely. And here's the thing, my mother is no longer in this world, and her voice still is like, bah, things I got to deal with because I've put up this safety control and predict. I know if I don't do this, I'm not going to hear her voice. If I don't really lean into success, I don't have to hear her voice looming. If I don't do anything that actively produces having a relationship, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm okay. Lonely as I'll get up, but I'm fine. Because you don't want to hear her voice saying he don't love you. It becomes this thing, the strategy. I know how. Okay, so if I don't get too close, I'm good. Because then I don't have to hear her voice. If I don't actively produce anything in my business, I'm good. I don't have to hear her voice. If I don't actually do a thing, I don't have to hear anybody's voice talking about anything that deals with church and everything that I do, with that. I don't have to hear the judgment. So I become predictable. My approval is what I approve of. Oh, I'll do this today. I'll do little videos, couple videos here and there. I set the standard for the approval. Okay. Exposure. I don't. No, I'll stay behind the scenes. I don't want to be seen. I don't want my voice to be heard. God's like, listen, who told you that? Who told you actively to do the thing that you say you want to do to keep yourself safe? When I told you I'd never leave you nor forsake you, why would you do that? Now you're putting yourself in a position where you're hiding yourself, Adam and Eve. You'd rather hide yourself than to expose the fact that, God, I messed up. I messed up. I did something you told me not to do. Simple, okay? Uncertainty. Adam and Eve walking in uncertainty. I don't know how we got here, but here we go. Walking in uncertainty because they were unsure about the things that were happening. But we knew to cover up. We'll cover up because now I know I'm naked. God said, who told you that? Who told you that you were uncovered? Who told you that you were naked? Who told you were vulnerable? Who told you that? I never told you that, and I never really cared about your vulnerability. But who's telling you vulnerability? It's so unacceptable. Who told you that? Okay, losing your identity. Absolutely. Now you start showing up as somebody else. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the imposter syndrome. Thank you. You showing up as somebody not even who you are. I remember when I got the job that I have, well, at the company that I have, and I remember I went into the interview and I told God, I'm not gonna go in here and pretend, yeah, well, I like to do and just drum up something. Hey, this is me. This is who you gonna get 24/7, 365. I'm not gonna change nothing about me. And if you don't want to hire me, please tell me now so that I can go ahead and move on with my life. Rather than be somewhere and I've pretended my way in to be in a place that I probably, that I know I'm meant to be there, but like to pretend my way in to it, like lose my identity to be in a job? No. Mm-mm. What I told them, this is me 365, 24/7. I'm not going to change. Will not change. Have no idea, no identity, no purpose to change who I am. Not gonna. Okay. We don't cling to survival strength because we love it. We don't. And we know we don't love it. You know, you don't love that. You don't know, you don't like holding on to, oh, well, I'm just surviving. Just surviving. You don't like the way it makes you feel. So, how is this making me feel to know that every day I'm living paycheck to paycheck, that I'm just surviving? Emotionally, I'm surviving because ain't nobody heard me, ain't nobody paid attention to me. Mentally, I'm surviving. I haven't even gone to go to therapy. I'm just surviving because I don't want to expose myself to know that I got these things going on. Okay. We cling to it because it once worked. That's what works. Oh, well, I'm gonna just stick to that strategy. Okay. It's like a routine. I get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, take a shower, do all the things. Whatever your routine is in the morning, that's your strategy. That's how you survive strength wise. Well, I just, I ain't gonna tell nobody what I'm going through. Be sick as I'll get up. And rather than us tell a person, I am sick, I'm not feeling well, something's not right. Well, walk around here in this survival strength, slowly dying mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, dying because we're so prideful and we want to keep ourselves safe in our little bubble, living paycheck to, well, and then it's like you're okay with living paycheck to paycheck? Absolutely not. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. You can't make me believe that you're okay comfortably living paycheck to paycheck. You can't make me believe because I'm not. Not. Okay. The cost of always being strong is you become weak. There are some places that you'll become weak in because you're so strong in this area. I'm so strong financially, but I'm weak emotionally. I'm strong emotionally, but I'm weak spiritually. It's up, there's going to be something hidden. The cost of this often includes chronic fatigue. Been tired. I just don't know why I'm so tired. I wake up and I'm just sleepy because your body's screaming. Hello? Emotional numbness. You could care less. You could care less what people are going through. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Did your kid say something? Don't care. Emotionally, you have checked out. I'm numb. I'm numb to anything. Something happens that's really traumatic. You don't care. You've checked out of it. Okay. Difficulty receiving support. So when support now it comes, you just, oh, I'm okay. No, I don't want it. I don't need it. Okay. I'm fine. My cousin does this to me all the time. All the time. We'll be talking and I'll tell her something about something financially. And my cousin's like, I got you. The next thing I know, my Cash App is ting because my cousin. And it's hard for me. And I'll be like, okay, well, I'm gonna pay you back. She said, did I ask you to pay me back? That part. Did I ask you? Did I ask you to pay me back? I'm like, well, no. And she, now, so knock it off. I didn't ask you to pay me anything back. She said, I give it. If I got it, you got it. The love that she gives to me, supporting me in every area. And it's hard to receive support. Going through what I went through, it was hard for me to receive like validation of, oh, you're so pretty. And I'd be like, oh, what you looking at? It's hard to receive, compliments and accolades like, oh my God, you raised 4 children. And when I look back now, I could be like, yeah, hell yeah, I raised four of them, four of them, four of me. I'll say that, four of me. But when people tell me that, when I think about my children, none of them are in jail. None of them are on drugs. None of them, all of them have graduated from high school. They have their high school diplomas. Minute little things that they have going on, but I've raised successful children. I can say I've raised successful children. There's nothing wrong with them. Healthy as all get up. And I'd be like, oh no, girl, please, please. Thank you so much. Now I learned how to receive that. Thank you. Because yes, was it tough? Absolutely, it was tough. Absolutely. Different emotions, different mindsets, different vernaculars, different ways of thinking, different ways of doing, different levels of respect. Absolutely, it was difficult, but I did it. I did it. And sometimes I'll be like, God, listen, I don't know how, why, but thank you for giving me the strength and the grace to take four of them, 4 girls. That's 4 different attitudes, 4 different demeanors, 4 different characteristics, 4 different mindsets, 4 different ways of living, 4 different ways of seeing things. Diabolical. I digress. Feeling unseen when you're admired. Absolutely. I just said it. Well, you're so pretty. I don't know what you're looking at. I used to say that. I don't say that now. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Because it took me a long time just to get here to love me, to be like, hell yeah. That little kid, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I know I'm pretty. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't gloat about it. There's no ego. Thank you so much. Because I look at her every day. And you know what I tell her? You are a beautiful woman. Bad mama jamma. And you, girl, you clean up well. You clean up well. Some days I don't want to put on the whole face. But that's my thing. I love makeup. Love it. My face is a canvas and I'm going to make it up and do what I have to do. That's always been my thing. Since 9th grade, I can remember when I started wearing makeup. But to receive the actual accolades and the validation of you are very beautiful, to receive that, it's hard for some people to receive something when you're admired for your gifts and your talents, and your attributes. So hard. to be like, you got it. You're very good at what you do. Thank you. I don't do what I do because I think I'm the best. I do what I do because I do it from my heart. Anyway, hold on, y'all. For all of your gifts, it's being admired for all of your gifts, for all of your attributes, for everything that you do in your life. It's like you need to accept that. Like it's like someone giving you some flowers and you're just like, I don't want them. I don't want the flowers. Okay. Resentment followed by guilt. So you feel resentful of a thing because you're guilty, or there's this guilt, well, uh, the scenario that spirit gave me is, say for instance, you go and do something for yourself. I'm the kind of parent that I'll do a lot of things for everybody else. So if I go to the store, I'm buying snacks, knickknacks, whatever. I think, oh, they'll like this. Oh. And so it becomes a thing where I do it and then it's not reciprocated or it's not received the way I think it should be received. Or I'll do something and then I start feeling resentful because no one does it for me. No one does anything for me, but I'm out here doing everything for everybody else. So it's that part of resentful followed by being guilty, followed by the guilt. Because now I'm resentful, but now I feel guilty because, oh, I shouldn't be because I'm their mom, or I shouldn't be because I'm his wife, or I shouldn't be because I'm the coworker, or whatever the case may be. The most painful cost is when you're always strong, people rarely check in on you. They assume, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. All the while, inside, if you look at this, I want to say this plant, if I could grab this plant, I think I'm going to try to grab this plant. When we look at this plant, I can't do the plant. Oh, okay, so look at the plant. So when we're looking at the plant, I don't know how that got hooked on. I'm trying to show y'all this plant. We look at this plant and we see it. We can't see it. I have to take a picture and I'll send it to you. But anyway, when we're looking at a plant, it looks fine on the outside. It's blooming, it's blossoming. But the root, that's the thing that you need to be taking a look at. What's dying on the inside. Okay. They think you're fine. They water you a little bit, give you a little bit of wipe down. All the while inside, you are dying internally. Okay. The root of you is dying. So they assume, I'm fine. I'm okay. I mean, I look okay, don't I? But internally, you're not okay. And you're not okay. And I'm saying this to every woman that is watching this video. You're not okay. But I'm okay. I'm fine. Because you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to open up to people because why? There's this fear that somebody's going to judge me because of everything, because of what I'm going through right now. I'm telling you right now, if you ever join this, I'm never here to judge you. I'm never here to fluff you. I'm here to give you truth, but I'll never judge you because guess why? You think I'm perfect? She's not. I'm not perfect. I've gone through a lot of things in my life, a lot of ups and downs, but to get here, it took me a minute. It took me a long minute. Okay. So when you're always strong, people will rarely check in on you. They won't call you. They won't ask you anything. I just thought this today when my brother passed away, my older brother passed away. Um, I was down taking care, not taking care, but I was going to visit his wife, visiting the family down there. I was checking in, doing all this other stuff, making sure, but no one ever asked me, are you okay? No one has called me to ask me how you feeling. When his anniversary comes up, I don't get a phone call. I get nothing. I just thought about that today and I said, wow, that's really crazy that no one checks on me. Birthdays, holidays, no one says anything to me. All right, I'm going to say that again. When you are always strong, People rarely check on you. They assume she's fine. And that's what you'll hear that. Well, I thought you was okay. I'm grieving. I thought you was fine. That's what they say. All right. So let's do a little reflection. I want you, when you watch this, I really want you to hone in on the core of you, the innermost parts, the root of you. Think about yourself as a plant. Like the Bible says, a tree planted by the water, you shall not be moved. But we're looking at the root, okay? Because if this is dying, the rest of you will die, okay? So she looks okay, but over time, it starts to rot. Message for whoever, okay? You could be a tree planted by the water, but with the roots are dying, that's what's happening, okay? Because it'll affect the whole entire incumbent of the tree. You are the tree planted by the waters. What does the root of you look like? And during your meditation, during your journal, I want you to journal quietly, and I want you to meditate on it, and I want you to chew on it. Here are some journal prompts. Where in my life am I being strong at the expense of being honest? I'm going to say it again. Where in my life am I being strong at the expense of being honest? Your next one is, what feeling do I avoid by staying strong? One more time. What feeling do I avoid to stay strong by staying strong? Okay. Who would I be if I didn't have to hold everything together? My God, today, that's question. Really, I want you guys to go to the root of it, and I want you to feel it. Who would I be if I didn't have to hold everything together? Who, who would I be if I didn't have to hold everything together? If I didn't have to be the pay the rent, if I didn't have to get the cars, if I didn't have to go to work, who would I be if I didn't have to make sure garbage was taken out, dishes are done, dinner's made, laundry's done? Who would I be? Okay. Notice your body as you write, because your body's going to tell you everything. And what I've learned in massage school is that we have trigger points. Okay. Those trigger points lead to something else. So if I start here in your neck, in your trapezius is what we call that. If I start in your trapezius and I push something here, I need to know, is there another pain? Did that hit somewhere else? Because as soon as that hits somewhere else, I know it's not here. I'm going to go to that next pain. I'm going to hit that pain and I'm going to push on that. And I'm going to ask you, did it go somewhere else? You'll be like, yeah. And tell me where it hit. And I go to that next place. So it's the leveling down of pain. Okay. So what we're asking you, God, I thank you, is notice where this is in your body when you're writing. And you need to level down the pain. Just go down to where there's nothing. Because once I get to that last piece of pain, I know that I'm about to hit everything else that's going to hit up to here. Okay. If something tightens, slow it down. Because if I hit here and you get tight somewhere else, I have to get to that. If you hit here, I have to really level down the pain. And so then I have to slow down to navigate it so that it can loosen that muscle, because we are all interconnected. Your body and joints are all connected. So if I hit one place, it's going to trigger something else. Okay. Trigger points. Okay. No one's here, so I wanted to invite you guys to share some space. So one place that I've been strong that actually needs tenderness is, and that's something that you can journal, okay? One place I've been strong that actually needs tenderness is, okay? When you're writing, don't spiral, okay? Stay in the awareness. I don't need an explanation of what's going on. You don't need the explanation. Stay in awareness. I'm feeling this. One place that I've been strong that actually needs a little tenderness is my love life. Simple. See how that is? My love life. And that's it. Okay. All right. Softening up doesn't mean falling apart. It means allowing support where strength used to do all the work. Okay. I want you to write down as you're journaling, these are your journals prompts for the week, is one place I will ask for help. Okay. Is one moment I will pause instead of push. Okay. And one feeling I will allow without fixing. I'm going to say them again. One place I will ask for help. One moment I will pause instead of push. One feeling I will allow without fixing. Okay. I don't have to disappear to be strong. I want you to say that to yourself after you've done your journaling. I don't have to disappear to be strong. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys get something out of this lesson. And I will just continue to record them if you show up, and Spirit told me I shouldn't have said that, so I apologize. So we're gonna just keep going, doing what we have to do, and I'm gonna keep posting these. Okay. So strength got you here. It doesn't have to carry you the rest of the way. Okay. Lisa Nichols made a profound statement at a conference that she was at. And young lady just broke down and was like, I don't know what to do. And Lisa said to her, you've carried yourself as far as you can go. And now you've met me and you've met all these wonderful women in this room. And now we are here and we're going to carry you. I want you to know this. Strength got you here. It just doesn't have to carry you the rest of the way. You've carried yourself as far as you can go. And now you've met wonderful women that can help you and they can carry you along the way. I love you guys. Have a wonderful and blessed rest of your week. And I will see you next Wednesday.